So, hey y'all, hey, happy Sunday. I just wanted to jump on and talk to you guys real quick on this live about this movie that I just seen, American Underdog. It's basically a story about, let me get this straight, football, NFL quarterback, football player Kirk Warner. Look, y'all, I don't like really watch sports like that, and especially not football. So I had to make sure I said it right. But nevertheless, I'm always for a real like rags to riches, overcoming obstacles, standing in your way. You go forward, you press forward. Forward, I'm all for movies like that. So when I kind of saw the trailer and read more about the movie and seeing that that's what that movie was going to be about, I said, "Oh, I'm about to go see this." Even though I don't even like sports, I don't like football or anything like that. Yeah, but nevertheless, like I said, I like those stories where people like overcome insurmountable odds, you know what I mean, to become what they really want to become. And that's why I wanted to talk about this movie because y'all, it is amazing. I seen it with my own two eyes, and I'm here to report back. If you're interested in watching it, please go see it. I mean, I don't know if like a football fan, like a diehard football fan, will like it, but I liked it, and I'm not even a football fan. So I want to talk about a few key things, like life lessons I learned just from watching Kurt Warner's story. So again, welcome. Hey y'all. Thanks for joining me. If you're coming in, you're watching this on the replay, say hi. Let me know what you liked, any points that you agree with. Let me know. Drop them in the comments. Each one teach one here. But I will come back. I'm just going to show my little trailer, and then we will begin the live and the points I had to make. All right.
Matt Saint Queddick, man, the girl was heaven sent. Matt Saint Queddick, man, the girl was heaven sent.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. So let me tell you, honestly, before I even considered going to see the movie, that trailer kept popping up, on Fire Stick and the commercials when I was watching stuff on YouTube and things like that. That commercial kept coming up, and I never had no interest in the movie. But like I said, I like going to the movie theaters, so I needed a reason to like go, and I didn't know what to see. But like I said, American Underdog, that title kind of stuck out to me. And then when I read what it was about, I said, "Oh, okay, this is right on my alley." All right. So that's how it came about with me going to go see the movie. But and like I said, I'm glad I did because I'm not a football fan. The last movie I seen that was kind of sports related was King Richard, and another movie that I'm glad I seen. See, you know what? Sports, I think I would be a sports fan, but like more a fan of the people that play the sports. Like once I hear someone's story, it's just, and then I become a fan. So I don't really know too much about football, but now it's like, okay, I guess I'm a Rams fan because Kurt Warner. So let's go. So overall, I just want to say that leaving that movie helped me to realize like keep going. No matter what you feel like, no matter what odds may be stacked against you, it does not matter it doesn't matter how things may traditionally go. That's the thing. I think sometimes we like throw in the towel, we feel like defeated if like our path doesn't go the traditional way that it's supposed to go. But just because like it doesn't go that way, if it's something in your heart, it's still yours. You know what I mean? It just may not show up in the way that you're used to seeing it. And that's what happened with Kurt Warner. So towards the end, I liked it because, of course, he made it to the NFL after playing. Oh, I didn't even know this existed. Arena football. I didn't know that was a thing, but it's basically football that like people got, like maybe football players that didn't make it to the league. I feel like that's like their little, not little, but that's another shot before they like completely stop playing kind of thing. That's the vibe I got from the movie. So it was like he went from that to stocking shelves at a convenient grocery store to like 5 years later playing in the Super Bowl or like, there at the NFL. And it's just like amazing to me. So to me, it's just like, it doesn't matter where you are today. You never know like what your future may hold come tomorrow. You know what I mean? Or years down the line. And that's the thing. Like sometimes I feel like, our blessings are our blessings, but sometimes we may not be ready for them. And it's in the process, you know what I mean? It's in the downtime. It's in that hustle time where God is preparing you for what you asked for. Kind of like Joseph. Remember, before he got to being the second command of Egypt, he was in prison, you know what I mean? Still serving God, still like interpreting dreams. And if you looked at his story from that point, you'd be like, dang, like he in jail. What could come, like what is next for him? You would think it was over, but it wasn't over till God said it's over. Yeah. So that's the same thing that I got from Kirk Warner's story. So you could be stocking the shelves at Walgreens, Walmart, whatever. You can be doing menial work at McDonald's, doesn't matter, at your corporate job, a 9 to 5 that you really don't like, doesn't matter. Like if you have a dream or a goal in mind, make sure you keep that in your heart, because that will come to fruition if you don't give up, if you keep it as a dream. Don't let your dreams die. Maybe that's the thing from the movie. Don't let your dreams die. And that's exactly what Kirk did not do. Okay. He did not let his dreams die. So I wanted to say that. Oh, and another thing that I liked about his movie is like, okay, y'all know, football fans, Kirk is from Iowa, like a town that I ain't never even hear about. So that's another thing. You can be in Waikiki, Alaska. You know what I mean? It does not matter where you live at, where you come from. It's like the dream that's going to move you forward. So that's one thing to consider. Like if you're listening to this now and you'd be like, dang, I may not make it because I'm not in this city. I don't know these big people. I don't know these names or whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you know God, that's going to be like your green card to get you in places, you know what I mean, that you need to be at, you know. He will open doors for you. Okay. So that's one thing I really liked about that movie, because like I said, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you got a dream, that will take you places, and it took him places. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so okay, in the movie, before Kirk got to the NFL, he started liking this lady, Brenda. I think her name was Brenda. He started liking Brenda or whatever, and he pursued Brenda. Okay, like I learned that if a man likes you, he's gonna do what it takes. Really, like when men say, or when you hear things like you don't have to tell a man what to do or how to treat you, I do believe that's true. Like if you're the person for him, he's gonna pursue you. He's gonna come correct. You ain't gonna have to like nudge him and, well, I like this. No, like a man that really likes you, he's gonna like do the most to impress you. And I don't want to say do the most like jump through hoops or anything like that, but you know what I mean. He's going to court you. He's going to make you feel like a lady. He's going to like let his intentions be known. And you know, Brenda was divorced and she had 2 children from her previous marriage, and that did not stop Kirk. So that let me know too, like if somebody like you, they're gonna like you, okay, with everything that you come with, you know, like they're gonna like your kids because they like you. You know what I'm trying to say? That's very important. Like I really pick that up. Even not with just him, but like some of those like wedding videos you be watching on social media and stuff like that, the men be taking the kids on as their own, because you know what I mean? Like you like that woman, and so you're gonna like what she created. I think they go hand in hand. So ladies, don't let nobody stop you or like make you feel like you're gonna not get the love that you truly deserve because of like previous experiences and stuff like that. The devil is a liar. God could send a Kurt Warner your way. So I just wanted to put that in there. Like when a man really likes you, he will pursue you, he will court you, he will do everything. You know what I mean? He'll provide for you, and just point blank, period. So yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about that part. And again, like you know, I opened up with this. In life, just because things don't like unfold in the way that we think they are doesn't mean that, you know, what you want isn't for you. And that's what happened a lot of times in Kirk's life. Like for one, he was a senior, like I think they said a 5-year senior, and undergrad playing football, and he did not get drafted or whatever. But you know, he still wanted to play football. And somehow, like a recruiter came and found him, and then he was supposed to play for the Packers. But then, you know, when the situation arose for him to show what he could do, he kind of like, you know, fumbled a little bit, figuratively fumbled. And then he got cut from the Packers in like one day. And I don't know how true that was. I know like the movie is based on a true story, but I wonder if it happened just like that, you know? Like they asked him, like, "Hey, come on here, I want to see what you can do." And Kirk was like, "No, I'm still new." And they cut him that next day. So when that's another thing too, lights, camera, action. If the situation calls for itself for you to show up, show up. Even if you look a mess, even if like you're not ready, you feel like you don't know everything, just kind of like feel your way through. But when they call your name, like step up for the challenge. But nevertheless, maybe it wasn't his time. Maybe he wasn't meant to play for the Packers. And again, like God still did it. You know what I mean? He still got to the NFL. Like, ooh, yes. So it wasn't his time when the Packers came at that moment, but nevertheless, we know how the story ends. He do end up in the NFL at the end, and Super Bowls and all that good stuff. So yes. Another thing. So I learned that okay. So when he got sent back home or whatever, he still never stopped playing. Nope. He would play here and there. He would still go jogging, keeping his body in shape. Even though he was not playing in the NFL, he still did everything like as if he was playing in the NFL. So that taught me like prepare. You know what I mean? One day, you know what? I just get it. You know what I mean? Like a rapper, up and coming rapper. Like, all right, one day you may just be like performing in front of an audience of 50, but keep on performing, keep on showing up, keep singing your songs if you're a singer, keep writing your books if you're a writer, keep going for what you're going, like keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because eventually that preparation is going to set you up for the level that you want to be on. You know what I mean? That next level, the platform. But you know what I mean? Just keep at it. And that's exactly what he did. While he was working at that grocery store, still was getting to it, playing football, you know what I mean? His hometown. Like he still was doing it. So that's what I want to say. It even encouraged me. Like I'm still gonna be talking my stuff. Y'all still gonna see this face, okay? When I'm talking to 50,000, 100,000, or two. Here I am showing up for work. So yes, Kirk Warner, thanks for setting the tone for that because it really inspired me to keep on keeping on. So that's that. And another thing that I liked about this story is that Kirk humbled himself. I already talked about how like he was working at a grocery store, and by that time, like people knew who he was. Like he played like college football in his town, and he still went back and was working, just to provide for his family with Brenda. He still went and did that. A lot of people have a lot of pride. A lot of people don't want to do what most people will frown their nose up against. Like, you know what I mean? But he did it, and I respect that. I like stuff like that, okay? I don't care if I got to work at McDonald's if I need to. I'm going to work because I want to eat, and that's what he did, and I really appreciated that. I like that. So that was a very good point. Don't be afraid to humble yourself. You may have to like take a few steps to go 100 steps forward. It's okay. You know what I mean? But just remember what you're doing it for. I remember I was talking to my friend about that. Like he was talking about working at Amazon and he didn't really want to. And I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. Like I feel like you can do it in the meantime. It's not like this is your permanent thing. Just remember your goal. Keep that in mind. Keep that at the forefront of your mind. And that's going to keep you pushing forward. You know what I mean? You could do something like anything for a little amount of time, and eventually like the tide is going to change. It's just temporary. It's just a season. It won't always be like this. One thing for certain, two things for sure. Things like always change. Nothing stays the same. So you could be one way one day, and then something totally different the next. Okay, but at the same time, keep working, keep going for it, keep living. That's always what I want to say. Keep living. Okay, things have a way of working themselves out. I don't know. That's gonna be my theme for like I think this year. Things have a way of working themselves out. Remember that it's a song that I like that I'll be singing in my mind. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I can't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. That's like very true. You know what I mean? Like you ever realize like some things that you be going through in life and you don't realize like, oh wow, I just went through that. Like you think about it, it's like, oh, okay, I overcame that. Like look where I'm at today. You know what I mean? You be living in the thing that you prayed for, and that's because God was working stuff out behind the scenes. And that's what he was doing for Kirk. Let me tell y'all. So don't be afraid to humble yourself. It's quite all right, because at the end of the day, you know what you're doing it for, like the temporary discomfort, embarrassment, it's just that it's temporary. You're still gonna go and get to what you get to at the end of the day, okay? So remember that. Okay. Uh how do I want to phrase this? Everybody may not see it for you, but you got to make sure you see it for yourself. Because a lot of people, like agents and stuff, before you got to the NFL, would say, like, Kirk, you're this, you're that. You tried it this way. You tried it. I don't see you getting picked up. I don't see any teams wanting you. Blah, blah, blah. X, Y, and Z. So people will like throwing that towel on you, and that's okay. That's okay. Just don't throw in the towel on yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, I feel like as a Christian, we have to always believe that things are going to end in victory, regardless of what it may look like right now in the natural. Like God always causes us to triumph. That's not sometimes, that's not like 20-30% chance. No, always means always. You know what I mean? Just that 100%. So don't give up. You know what I mean? I don't care if nobody see it for you. That's okay. God sees it for me and he's going to see me through. And that's what faith is. You know what I mean? Seeing things before you really see them, seeing them here before you see it in the natural. Okay. Just because y'all don't see it for me, I see it for myself. And God sees it for me. So let's go. We're going to keep moving forward. Hey, you catered to me. Hey, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just talking American Underdog, the movie that I just came back and seen. Really, really good. It was about the NFL player Kirk Warner. So that's what we're just talking about. I'm just sharing like lessons that I learned from watching the movie. I just want to share with everybody. So I wrote, they're gonna say, but God has the final say. So perfect. That's what I really want to say. All right. A lot of people may say, like in his case, you're washed up, you're has been, it's over. You know what I mean? They're going to say, but God has the final say. You know what I mean? Like if God said it, that's it. You can, you know, cash in your check and I know. Period. If God said it, that's it. You know what I mean? So like I said, that's the number one thing too. It doesn't matter what anybody say, it's what God says. So yes, like he was older and in those kind of football terms, you know what I mean? He didn't like get drafted out of high school and college. But that did not matter. You know what I mean? And he said that too. He was like, why would God give me this dream and it not happen? And that's true. Like if God gave you a dream or something that you feel like or believe that you really want to do, like that's your calling, you have to do it. And it doesn't matter if everybody or anybody sees it for you because God gave it to you. Yeah, he didn't give it to me. He didn't give it to your mama and your cousin, your sister, granny, and all them. He did not give it to them, but he gave it to you. So don't let the dream die within you, okay? Even when it don't look like it's gonna work out, you know? I don't know. It just makes a better story. Look, think about it like this. That's how come he got a movie today. That's how come he got a book today. You know what I mean? Because it serves as inspiration. A lot of the times we think it's just about us. You know what I mean? It's just I want this to come to pass. I want this to happen for me. But you know what I mean? Your story, what you go through, could be like delivering and helping somebody else. It may serve as inspiration for somebody else. Like his story served as inspiration to me. Even like the things that he went through before he got to the NFL, it was times where like, he live in Iowa and it'd be cold there. I mean, from what I seen. But he lived there. And I remember it was times where like he didn't have gas. He ran out of gas while they was driving. He had to walk all the way to the nearest gas station that was miles behind and to come back to fill up his gas tank. You know what I mean? Him and his wife scraping up pennies and dollars, trying to like get enough money just to get a tank full of gas. You know what I mean? So stuff really got real for him. But it's somebody that can relate to that. I can relate to that. You know what I mean? We trying to scramble up your last or when your account being overdraft, like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? It really gets real. But nevertheless, keep on living. Let your dream finance everything else. Let your dream finance your momentum to keep on going, okay? Because eventually it's going to pay off. And then, like I said, it's a scripture. God exalts the humble and humbles the. Hold, let me get it straight. God exalts the humble. All right. So Matthew 23:12 says, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. And that's what I got from Kirk. You know what I mean? He really humbled himself in that movie. He went through so many things. Oh, and I even liked how he took care of his family. And when I say his family, it was before he got to the NFL from what they showed. It was just Brenda and her two kids and him, and he even like took care of them. So even though they wasn't even his kids, you know what I mean? Well, his biological kids at the time. Now I know like they're his kids too, you know what I mean? But he still like he provided, you know what I mean? He wanted this woman, so he provided. So that's why I'm like, people be trying to get you to settle. You don't got to, you really don't, because there is a man that's for you that will like do everything that you would want him to do. He will be a man for you, you know? You don't have to ask him or beg or anything like that. So, yes. Overall, I just want to say keep going, people. Keep going towards your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Your dreams will give you the momentum to keep on going. And that's what I really got from his movie overall. Keep going. Don't stop. Because you'll make history just like he did. Where is this at? I found this really good stat. I was like, dang. He was okay, hold on. Kurt Warner. Okay, yep. This is it. Kurt Warner is considered the NFL's greatest undrafted player. Warner is the only undrafted player to be named NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP, as well as the only undrafted quarterback to lead his team to a Super Bowl victory. He is also the first quarterback to win the Super Bowl during his first season as a primary starter. I kind of want to cry just reading that because, like I said, it didn't look like that was going to be his future when he was stocking them shelves. It didn't look like it was going to be his future when his family was like, when they couldn't pay the heat bill. It did not look like that. But look where he is now. So it's just amazing to me. And, I'm probably like doing this, as I'm encouraging you guys, I'm encouraging myself to not give up. I mean, we serve a big God that can do everything. And like they say, it's enough room for all of us to eat. So let's get chunky together. All right. Let's go ahead and sit at the table that God prepared for us. All right. Because it's our destiny. So no matter where you may be at in life, where what you may be going through while you're listening to this, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel, because you too can be an American underdog or wherever you're from. You can be that. And like I said, I'm just so impressed because he was not the one that the NFL initially picked. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get overlooked. It makes me think of that other scripture, the stone the builders rejected. And this is talking about Jesus. Oh yeah, it's also in Psalms. Has become, but I kind of want the. Oh, okay, Mark. We'll read the Psalms. Oh, okay, no. Oh, here it is in Matthew. That's what I wanted, the New Testament version. So the English Standard Version says, Jesus said to them, have you never read in the scriptures, the stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone? This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yes, like sometimes that's going to happen. You may get overlooked, you may not get chosen, but by man, but God will choose you. Oh, and that's another thing. All right, so let me tell you. All right, so he was playing at in arena football, And I don't know, maybe I got to read his book. I don't know how this happened, but some coach, the coaches of the Ram, seen him play. And I don't know how that happened. Like, I don't know how the Rams coach wound up getting his tape, or I don't know. But nevertheless, it helped me to realize too, it's people advocating for you. You know what I mean? Like, your name is being spoken. Like, I feel like I seen a quote about that. Your name is being spoken in rooms that you don't even know of. And that really showed me that that is true. Like, through his story. You know what I mean? Like, people's like, oh, him, he's slow, he's this, he's not that fast. Like, really down to him. But it was one person speaking up for him. Like, that used to be me. I was like that. But look where I'm at today. You know what I mean? Like, really advocating for him. And it just kind of remind me of like an angel on earth, kind of like it's people that will speak up for you, that will advocate for you. You know what I mean? So don't even worry what people may say. And don't even worry if your path isn't like how everybody else is. Just keep believing. Oh, and I'll leave y'all with that. I'll leave y'all with one of my favorite scriptures. Because I got a bunch. I'll probably say everything that I mentioned is my favorite scripture, but be not faithless, but believing. That's in John 20:27. Mm-hmm. Let's read the King James. We can do the English Standard Version. And this is Jesus speaking, but yeah, Jesus came and stood among them and asked, "Peace." Oh, wait. Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then Jesus said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." I don't like that version. Oh, that's the Berevian. No, I like the King James version. That be like, "And be not faithless, but believing." You know what I mean? Be full of faith, believe in the impossible. I remember seeing it like we're supposed to believe in things that we know we need God to intervene and step in for. You know, you don't want to limit God. If you can do it, if you can put your hand to it, then okay. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to believe really big, and that way you know that when it happens, if it had not been for the Lord, this wouldn't happen. This is the Lord's doing. It's marvelous in our eyes. You know what I mean? That way you will be giving God the victory and the glory, and more people will like be drawn to him. Like, oh, if he did it for such and such, if he did it for Cinquetta, he can do it for me. Yes, he can. You know what I mean? He loves all of us. He loves his children, and he loves you. So that's what I want to end this with. God loves you. He got you. With men it is impossible, but not with God, for with God all things are possible. Just like it was possible for Kurt Warner. And again, you know, if you're interested in that movie, if you like those kind of movies where like, oh, how's this gonna work out? How's he gonna make it kind of thing? Then this movie is for you. I know I kind of gave away the parts, but nevertheless, just in case you don't see it, now you got a little rundown. But if you do decide to see it, you will not be disappointed. Other than that, I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back again Tuesday. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming of talking about like how to write your books. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.